Well, good afternoon. Getting ready to fix dinner here in a little while. It's just 3 o'clock, but I was going to have a roasted chicken tonight, so I bought a whole chicken at the grocery store. But the grandkids are going to be here tonight, and they have requested fried chicken. So I'm going to take that whole chicken that I bought at the grocery store, and I'm going to show you how to cut it up. Okay, so this is a whole, it was just labeled whole young chicken. And I think this one was like $1.19 a pound. So I only paid $6.04 for this whole chicken. And you know, if you went and bought all of these pieces in the grocery store separately, it would be much, much more than that. So cutting up a chicken is not one of those things that most people do, simply because it's just easier to buy it already cut up in the grocery store. But since I already had this one, I'm going to show you how I do it. I just go right down in between the thigh and the breast, and there's a little knuckle right there. You just cut right in between that knuckle, just like that. Now, this would be what's considered the knee bone. So you just cut right through that, and you can pop it back like that and it'll show you exactly where to cut it. So now you've separated the thigh and the leg. So I'm going to do that on the other side. I'm just going to cut right down in between the thigh and the breast. Pull it out. And if you pull it back like that, it shows you exactly where to cut it. Now right there is where the leg meets the thigh. So just cut those two apart. The next thing we're going to do is remove the wing. And if you pull it up, it's the same thing. It kind of guides you and shows you where to cut it. See, there's that little ball where the joint is. So we're going to cut it right there. And the same on the other side. Now, I'm going to cut these little tips off because I don't care for that part and it gets way too done when you fry it, but I'll do that in a minute. Now, you've got the breast on top and the back on the bottom. So what we're going to do is just cut right down in the middle of that. Now this is where a good sharp knife really comes in handy. And when you do that, the rest of that neck comes off with the back. Now there's a lot of meat on the back. A lot of people don't cook that, but there's quite a bit of meat right there. So if you just pull that back, you can cut it right in two, just like that. And now all that's left is this huge breast. So what we're going to do is just cut right down the middle, and that skin makes it a little bit hard to cut sometimes. Just cut right down the middle, just like that. Now, I don't want to fry that whole huge breast. So what I'm going to do is take this skin off. Probably should have done that before I split it. And I'm going to cut one chicken fillet off of that breast, and then I'm going to fry that piece and then fry the rest of it. So let me take the skin off of that one. Now this one right here has a little tenderloin on it, so we'll cut that off. And this piece just has one little piece of bone right here, and that's all the bone that's on there. So now you've got your whole chicken cut up and ready to fry. Now this one did have a gizzard in it, which I love. There's the gizzard. But it didn't have a liver and it didn't have a heart. So there's your cut up chicken. Now before any of you get too excited, I do cut up raw chicken in my stainless steel kitchen sink, but I sanitize the sink first before I put the chicken in it, and then when I get done, I run it full of water and I pour bleach in it and I sanitize it again along with the knife and the cutting board. And I always use 2 different colors of cutting boards for raw meat and anything that is ready to eat or fresh vegetables. So you just can't be too safe with raw chicken. And I didn't want to contaminate my countertops, and that's the reason that I cut my chicken up in my sink. So you guys be safe, and if I don't see you before then, have a wonderful Thanksgiving.